Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name's Destiny. Excuse my appearance. I'm in my pajamas. I don't know about y'all, but when I come back home from work, I hit the shower and I get in these pajamas. But I wanted to film this video today. I've been meaning to film it for the past 2 days, but the weather has been gloomy where I am. It's still gloomy, but I was like, now or never, because when the weekend comes, I'm gonna try to upload this video. So hopefully I achieve that goal. But for today's video, I want to go through my summer TBR. Usually I don't make TBRs for myself just because I am a slow reader. I average like 2 or 3 books for each month, but I decided maybe a seasonal TBR would be more my speed just because it'll give me some more time to get through them. But I have some library books, I have some new release books, I have some newer books that have been released in like the last year. Well, no, in the last, I would say like 2 or 3 years that I just haven't gotten a chance to read. And then I have a couple of like older books that I consider like classics or like household classics for like my aunts and my cousins and things. They have these books. So I'm gonna go through those. First, I'm gonna start with my library books. All of these, I know 2 of these are new releases. This third one was just a pick that I decided to pick up just to support the library. I like to, honestly, when I go to the library, I like to pick up a lot of Black authors just because the area that I live in, there's not a lot of Black people. So I like to pick up any Black author, even if I don't really intend on reading them. I just like to pick the book up just so my library knows that, yeah, there are some Black readers here that want to read books by people that look like us. But for my first book that I picked up, really excited about this one. I actually read this author's first book, and I have it beside me, I'll show it. But that is No Ordinary Love. Oh Lord, these library books. No Ordinary Love by Maya Ariel. And her first book that I read, and I actually bought this one. I don't know why I didn't buy this one, but is When I Think of You. This was an amazing read for me. I think I rated this like 4 or 5 stars. Really cute romance. I'm really lenient with my romances when I'm ranking them. Honestly, I'm lenient with all my ratings. So yeah, take my ratings with a grain of salt, y'all. But I be going based off the vibe. But oh, I know why I didn't buy this one. This one is about a pop star, and I usually don't like those plots where it's like about a celebrity or a pop star. I know I'll never go back to it, and I'm also hesitant with reading it just because I know myself. Any book that like mentions like a singer or an artist, not an artist like as in painting, but like an artist as in like music, I cringe a little because I go back to my middle school and high school days. I think back on those days where I was on like Wattpad reading like those mindless behavior stories, a little bit of Justin Bieber, Dickey Simmons. Like I was in there, and that's what this is giving. But I love her as an author, so I really wanted to check out this this new release for her, and I think it came out in March or April. So glad I'm finally getting around to this. Then a second book that I picked up from the library is People of Means by Nancy Johnson. And I believe Nancy Johnson wrote she wrote The Kindest Lie. And I don't believe I read that yet. But I wanted to pick this one up because this one sounded really interesting. It's about 2 women, 2 pivotal moments, one dream for justice and equality. In the fall of 1959, Frida arrives on the campus of Fisk University full of hope, carrying a suitcase and the voice of her father telling her she's part of a family legacy of greatness. Soon the ugliness of the Jim Crow South intrudes and she's thrust into a movement for social change. Frida is reluctant to get involved, torn between a soon-to-be doctor her parents approve of and an audacious young man willing to risk it all in the name of justice. That right there sold me. Anything that mentions Jim Crow, the South, I'm gonna pick it up just because that time period I find just so interesting. I feel like it was pivotal during, or it was pivotal for people who look like me and people in my community. And so it's just really interesting to read about those stories during that time. So I picked up this one, and then this was like a free fall. I just wanted to pick it up just so we can get more Black romances. I don't know if I'll read it, but I'm gonna include it anyway because I picked it up. But it's called A Tropical Rebel Gets the Duke. And the author is Adriana Hera, and just a cutesy romance. The female main character is a physician. She meets a duke, is based in Paris, apparently 1889. So I'm hoping it'll stick with that time period. I don't hear nothing about TikTok or nothing of today's time in this book. It better stick to the course. Okay. Now, for books that I own, where do I want to start? I want to start with these. So these are new books that I own. Like I bought them as I spent my money and went to Barnes and bought them. And this first book is one of my anticipated reads. I know I said Kennedy Ryan was one of my anticipated reads. She was, but this was also my second anticipated read. And this is Danielle Allen's Plus Size Player. And she wrote Curvy Girl Summer. So this is the second book in the series. Does she have a name for it? I don't forget what the series is called. I think it's a series, but that's Curvy Girl Summer right there. So I really enjoyed Curvy Girl Summer, and I think at the end of Curvy Girl Summer, she mentioned that she'd be published in this book. So again, that's how the authors get me. They put it at the book that I love, at the end of the book that I love, that they're gonna be coming out with another one. I'm gonna go to Goodreads and add it to my want to read, and then I'm gonna be looking out for it the following year. So this is about Nina Ford. She doesn't like to put all of her eggs in one basket. She works multiple jobs. She enjoys multiple hobbies. She dates multiple men. In her 30 years of life, Nina has never came across a man who is all the things she's looking for. She loves fun and excitement, and she has a man for that. She loves confidence and humor, and she has a man for that. She loves intelligence and ambition, and she has a man for that. She loves passion and romance, and she has a man for that. She's always been content rotating a few men in and out of her life to get her needs met. But when Russell Long, her designated fun guy, shows her that he's good for more than just thrills, it seems too good to be true. Nina finds herself in a predicament. She's found everything she's ever wanted in a career, in one job. She's found everything she's ever wanted in a partner, in one man. And then, so yeah. So I'm really excited to pick this one up. So yeah, this is probably the first one that I'll get to, most likely. Then the second book is another Shelby recommendation. This is The Last Summer on State Street by Toya Wolf. And I believe Shelby said this is what, either she said this is what Fly Girl by Omar Tyree or The Coldest Winter Ever by Sister Soldier. I believe she said it was one of those books, but this is what they wanted to do. Like, this was the real deal of those stories. And so the on the back, this one reads, it's the summer of 1999, and Felicia Fefe Stevens is living with her mother and older teenager brother in building 4950 of Chicago's Robert Taylor's homes, the next high-rise to be torn down by the Chicago Housing Authority. She, along with the devout Precious Brown and Stasia Buchanan, daughter of a gangster disciple's queenpin, form a tentative trio. But when Feifei welcomes a mysterious new friend, Tanya, into their fold, their dynamics shift, upending their lives of all four girls. As their beloved neighborhood falls down around them, so do their friendships and the structure of the four girls' families. Decades later, as she looks back on the tumultuous summer in 99, Feifei tries to make sense of the grief of loss and attempts to reclaim the love that never left. So this sounds exciting. This sounds more heart-wrenching or like more serious or more, I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Stephen Curry, it was on his book club, which I don't know why it was, but okay. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna get around to this one because I bought it. I need to read it. It's embarrassing. All right, so my next one, this was another anticipated read, but again, y'all, like I said earlier, I don't do the music, I don't do the pop stars. I cringe because I think back to who I was in the past, and who I was in the past was a mess. I was obsessed with people who didn't know me, and so anticipated read, yes, because I love Christina Forrest, but that's the Love lyric. This is her newest release, and I cannot remember what the series was called, but The Neighbor Favor and The Partner Plot. This is the third book in that series, with the sisters, and so this sister is about Iris Green, and as you can see by the cover, it's some stardom mentioned in it. I'm gonna have to go with it. But I think out of that trio of books, the partner plot has been my favorite so far. I read The Neighbor favorite like 2 or 3 years ago, and I honestly need to reread it with this brain that I'm reading with now, because my brain 2 to 3 years ago, I was all over the place in my reading taste. But now that I fully understand what my reading taste is, I should reread it. Same day with 7 Days in June. I need to reread that one too. Yeah. So again, that'll be on my TBR eventually. I'll eventually get around to it. And then my next book that I want to read, this is called What We Found in Hallelujah by Vanessa Miller. And I actually stumbled upon this. Vanessa Miller recently came out with The Filling Station, and this was right beside it. So when I was in Barnes, I picked it up. And it's more, I feel like it's going to be more faith-based, just because the back, it reads... Y'all, I'm congested. Bear with me. But it reads, another storm is on the horizon for the Reynolds women, and the only way out is to go through it. Good things never happen in November, at least not for the Reynolds women. It was the month they lost their patriarch, and the month when 14-year-old Trinity went missing during a tropical storm. So Hope Reynolds isn't surprised when it becomes the month she walks in on her boyfriend kissing another woman, or when she receives a panic call from her mother about a mistake that could cost the family their treasured beach house. Meanwhile, Faith Reynolds Phillips is facing her own financial struggles. She's also looking down the barrel of a divorce and raising a daughter who reminds her so much of her younger sister, Trinity, that sometimes it physically hurts. The last place Hope and Faith want to be is in Hallelujah, South Carolina during hurricane season. Going home will force them to confront the secrets that have torn the family apart, but if they can survive another storm, they'll have a chance to rebuild on a new foundation, the truth. In the latest novel from the prolific writer Vanessa Miller, 3 women must find the strength to endure the storm and the faith to believe in a miracle. I believe it's faith-based. I believe. And so this is going to be the book that I'm going to have to follow up with after I read this book. And now this is long overdue, and I'm honestly embarrassed. I'm embarrassed to hold it up because it's been long overdue. But in my defense, I've been waiting for this summer to specifically read this. I bought this last fall, and so I've just been waiting for it to get hot outside so I can pick it up. So, and I heard about what this book is about. So I'm gonna have to follow it up with something faith-based. Okay. But That's Only for the Weak by Natasha Bishop. I heard it was very spicy. So yeah, I'll be reading that. I think enough said. The cover, it's amazing. The back caught my attention. So the back reads, you are cordially invited to the wedding of Amir Cross and Arnold Hightower. A destination wedding in Tulum should be a breeze, but Dr. Janelle Cross, the sister of the bride and the ex-girlfriend of the groom, I had to do a double take. I said the sister of the bride and the ex-girlfriend of the groom, can't catch a break. Between her maid of honor duties, her sister's bridezilla antics, and her family tiptoeing around her non-existent feelings for her ex, Janelle is desperate to let go of some steam. So when the best man, Rome, proposes, they give into their undeniable chemistry. Janelle agrees under one condition: their affair could only last a week. So, super excited to read this. I envision myself reading this by the pool. So, I'm excited. Okay. Now, my final 2 books, these are freebies. These are oldie goodies, is how I describe them, that I have yet to read. Which, again, I'm embarrassed to pick them up and show y'all, but, this is my truth. Last year, I went through this phase. I live in Dallas, and Dallas has one of the largest half-price books in downtown, and then, or like near downtown. And then they have like half-price books all over Dallas. And so I went through this phase last year where I would go into those half-price books looking for books by like Jerome, Dickey, McMillian, Alice Walker, Toni Morrison. Specifically for those books, we can find them in Barnes, but I really wanted like the earlier editions. I wanted those covers for them. And so I have a ton of books like that I have yet to read, that I need to read. And I was influenced by my aunt to do this. So I blame her because I bought a lot. And now I'm like buying new releases that are coming out. Like, y'all, Barnes and Noble has been seeing me. These new releases, y'all, I'm eating them up. But what time? And I got to catch up on my physical TBR. It's a mess. It's all a mess. But these are 2 books that are on my physical TBR that I got from those half price books trips, and so I wanted to include 2 of those just to prioritize them, get around to them. I'm trying to make space for all of these new releases, so I gotta read some of the older books that I bought from last year. But the first one is by Jerome Dickey, and it's shiny. This is called Cheaters. Jerome Dickey on the back. I love him. I think this is my like 3rd or 4th book that I read by him. So super excited about this one. Jerome Dickey's books are messy. That's the only word I can use to describe them. Messy, messy, messy. You already get the purpose of this. So I'll be reading that one. And then my last one, which I'm still embarrassed to say, I have not read it, but I love this cover. I do. I love this cover. So I'm glad I got this edition. I haven't read any of her books now that I think about it. I'm gonna do better. But that's Waiting to Excel by Terry McMillian. And does that need an introduction? Like, that just holds so much weight. Look at this beautiful photo of her on the back. Gorgeous. So I want to get around to this. I have the other books in the series as well, or the 2nd and 3rd book as well. So that's what I plan to read this summer. Summer meaning now until like end of August, October, honestly. Maybe, yeah, end of August, September, October. Yeah, that's how long summers last in Texas. So as soon as the temperature drops, that's when my summer will be over. Until then, it's summertime. But these are all the books that I plan to get to. I'll probably be adding more, like the library books will have to go back. And so I'll hopefully get through these and be able to update that list and get through a lot more. But we'll see. I mean, my average right now, 2 to 3 books. I'm getting very close to canceling like all of my streaming services. So I bet I can make more time. But it's really not even the streaming services, it's YouTube that's getting me. And it's not only getting me with my reading time, but also my wallet, because YouTube has had me at Barnes at least once every 3 days. It's really sad. But y'all, that's all I got today. The light is dimming, the weather is getting dreary. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. I had a really good time talking with y'all. I hope y'all had a great day or a great morning or a great night whenever you're watching this. And I hope you stick around. Until next time,